The shooting death of guest speaker Charlie Kirk on a Utah college campus on Wednesday has shocked the nation, and so have the many comments of mourners and celebrators on social media. Now, I believe in the First Amendment and the freedom of speech. At the same time, I also believe that there are consequences, both good and bad, for words and actions that we put out in the world. For example, shortly after the shooting, political analyst Matthew Dowd said Kirk was a divisive figure, quote, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which lead to hateful actions. And I think that's the environment we're in. End quote. Within 24 hours, he was fired from his job by the network's president, who called his comments inappropriate, insensitive, and unacceptable. He has since apologized via social media. And then there's a writer for DC Comics. Gretchen Felker Martin posted these comments on X and shortly after was let go from DC Comics as a writer. I personally do not want to repeat these words. DC posted its stance on valuing individual expression of its creators, but also that posts or public comments that can be viewed as promoting hostility or violence are inconsistent with DC's standards of conduct. The comic company even went so far as to cancel the series she was writing for, the Red Hood series. It's a Batman spinoff, and it just released issue number 1. And it came, when it was first released, it was to such great reviews that number 2 and number 3 were already lined up. And DC was willing to cut what could be a winning comic series because of the comments that she made.
You know, going back to the MSNBC commentator Dowd, he also put in there, you know, he didn't know if the gunshot was from somebody who was celebrating his announcement, and it was just, again, very, very inappropriate, and just the timing at any time, those kinds of comments, especially somebody who just got assassinated, somebody just died.
Yes.
Just highly inappropriate.
And I feel the same way too, brother. Yeah. I do agree. But you know, of course, you can always share your comments with us. We want to hear. Yeah. Now, recently I shared how movies celebrating big anniversaries are returning to the theaters, right? A lot of them 25, 30, 40th anniversaries.
I'm glad they're re-releasing because I was so young, I didn't get a chance to see any of these movies, so. 20 years ago.
He's lying. Anyway, Jaws did the same thing for its 50th anniversary. And would you believe it? It made about $8 million just in one weekend in the theaters, which is pretty decent for a classic like that. But then they took it to another level. The new Jaws, the exhibition, is now open at the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures in Los Angeles. It features more than 200 artifacts from the film, some that have never been displayed to the public.
Wow, that is cool? So cool.
I would totally walk that.
Where is that? Is it in LA?
Yep, in LA.
I want to check that out.
Yep, over 200 pieces.
Oh,
and
look, Bruce.
Bruce, that's not a movie.
No, I think that was his name.
Really?
Yeah, his name is Bruce. That's why Finding Nemo named...
I used Bruce in that one. Oh,
yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
You see, so he was around for the movie.
My grandpa told me.
Whatever. And finally, here's a little feel-good story for you. Aiden Wilkins' mom noticed something odd about her 2-year-old. He could read street signs, but no one actually taught him how to read.
Oh.
Grasped it so fast. Then a few years later, I got a gifted test. Turns out I was gifted.
Yep, and turns out this 9-year-old now is already in high school. Wow. He's a high school sophomore, and he's also taking a neuroscience class at a nearby college in Collegeville, Pennsylvania. Now, Aiden's mom, Veronica, says he wants to eventually become a pediatric neurosurgeon, and despite that, he's your typical 9-year-old boy who loves video games and playing soccer, and this young Aiden lives by the code. You can do anything. You just have to really put the work into it.
Wow, very talented.
Unreal, yeah?
Awesome.
9-year-old. Can you imagine being in a college classroom with a 9-year-old?
I just kind of imagine the pressure, for him. Because, in high school, how the kids, how kids can be.
Right. But no, he's crushing it.
Yeah. I would love to hear one 2-year-old in Hawaii read our street signs.
No, just kidding.
All right, mahalo sis for that.